Hello and welcome. So, bullet hell games and shoot 'em ups have become one of my favourite genre of game. And one of my favourites I have ever played is Death Smiles. And a comment left by one Matthew Bailey recommended it. So, what is it like? Also, here's another thing. Also, it has recently been released on the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, which doesn't hurt anything as well. Thank you for that, Matthew. This is a nice recommendation, and this is one I've been working on anyway. Which is why I can get all this scripting done. That was just a bit extra added because you did leave that comment, and I'm very thankful for that. As with anyone who watches my videos, very much thank you. I am so appreciative of that. So, here, what is it? Well, basically, it was released back in the arcades back in 2007, then it was on the Xbox 360 at 2009, and the PC version was released in 2016. This is the version I'm playing today. Now, I am aware there is also a PlayStation 2 version, but I couldn't find a date for that release. And so, but I do know there is a PlayStation 2 version about. So, what is it? Well, imagine Castlevania had a baby with Parodius, and that is what Death Smiles is. Dark Gothic villains with more than a hint of bonkers. Here's an example. There is a boss that is a cow called Mary. Yeah, so that is a level of weird we're hitting with Death Smiles. Again, it is a side-scrolling with a bit more deeper plot than Mishima Soma, which his father wants to get back home by releasing millions of demons that are destroying everything. Okay, not sure how that works, but spoiler, it does. There is 4 characters to choose from. Apart from the attacks, they pretty much play the same. And honestly, it's just a completely aesthetic look to them. They all look different, and but they do play the same. The graphics, once again, are spot on. They're bright, smooth, and as to be expected from Cave, with some great looking backgrounds. There's a variety of locations, from the obvious cemetery to a dock, a swamp, and that's just to name about a few. They all have a nice depth to them, and everything remains in the foreground and is nice and clear, and so you can see it. I did suffer from slowdown when there was a lot on the screen, and I mean a lot. And for Death Smiles, a lot is a screen full of bullets, but is not an exaggeration either. The enemy animations are not so detailed, but they get exactly across what they're doing. You shouldn't really actually focus on much more, to be honest with you, when you're making such a good game. When it comes to gameplay, it works really well. It's nice and responsive. I mean, this is a game which you need to do, and it's what you expect. But it has a great mechanic in it, which I really enjoy, where you can turn around and shoot from the other side of the screen. And there's 2 shooting modes. You have a weak attack and a strong attack. I didn't really realise it was this until later in, when I was just kept pressing the same buttons. And honestly, you don't really notice the difference anyway, except on boss fights. And so, shooting both sides in a bullet hell like Death Smiles is a great mechanic. A game that has a screen filled with bullets and enemies, shooting in both directions is a lifesaver, almost literally at times. There's a screen clearing bomb attack which looks awesome. The boss fights are something else as well. They're all different, from a Grim Reaper to Mary the Cow. Honestly, I can't get over that, and it is just so much fun to fight a cow. Before you start each stage, you can choose your difficulty. Level 3 is insane, with bullets everywhere, whereas level 1 is very forgiving in comparison, which is also comparing a kick in the head to a punch in the balls. Both unpleasant, but one is worse. Also, again, like PC games and shoot 'em ups have this bad habit of when dying is no real punishment. You start where you died, even when you continue. As that's it. So, unless you're going for the single ship or high score run, there is no real punishment here. And we all finish the game in about half an hour. But again, if you're doing it with each character, that's still about 18 minutes. You're still getting a good bit of gameplay out of this. Though it could be a lot longer. I'm honestly going for the high score run or the single ship run is going to take a lot of time, and it's going to be great fun to do. I've been trying to get the high score run for ages, but I just end up just keep going because I just want to finish it off because it's just so much fun, and I just go start again. Finally, there's a choice of endings. Okay, it's not really much, but as you stay there in where you are, or you go home. It doesn't actually do anything to the game, but it's a nice choice to have. It does have a very endings, it's quite lovely. Okay, the music is gothic with a pleasant harmony. It's just nice, nothing exceptional, it is what it is. Now, it has just been released on modern consoles, as I said. It is worth picking up. It's a great fun game that will kill half an hour in a sitting or longer. If you're going for a high score, it is a fun game, and I honestly like it, and I would highly recommend it, and I think it's one of the best games you can play. And in a game, and especially with gaming being so for FPS heavy right now, and it's a nice little change that you can have, and honestly I'd pick it up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. As always, the link to Element Games is down below if you like Warhammer and all that stuff. T-shirt, comics down below as well. Forbidden Planet again if you like comics, which aren't made by me, and Patreon. As always, just go with the other ones first if you wish to help me out, because I'd rather you get something than just give me money. It's just better to that way, but you get something out of it. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you all very soon.